friends, so today I'm back with a new video. Today we are going to see one more chapter, the last chapter in health and well-being, that is human body development of integrated well-being. So let us look into the 5 marks questions. The first question is, write about the different stages of development in humans. So what is development in the first place? It is a progressive and continuous series of changes that happen in an individual from conception, that is from the time of birth to old age. So it includes changes in physical, mental, emotional and social aspects. So this development basically leads to growth, maturity and personality development. So it is a continuous and systematic process. Each stage has its own characteristics, needs and challenges. And all these stages of the human development are interrelated. That is, they are related to one another and then they contribute to the total development. Okay, so what are the different stages of human development? Infancy, that is 0 to 2 years. Then toddlerhood, that is 2 to 3 years. Then early childhood, 3 to 6 years. You can go through all the characteristics of each stage. Then comes late childhood, that is 6 to 12 years. This is a school age period. Then adolescence. This is the main turning point of any child. That is 12 to 18 years. This includes rapid physical change and lot of hormonal changes in the body. Then comes the adulthood. Okay, it is physical maturity and peak performance stage. Then comes the middle age. That is this age marks with stability. That is, a person stabilizes in all aspects with relation to physical changes, mind maturity. He stabilizes in all aspects. And then old age. Now, this is the age where everything, the physical strength, mental strength, everything declines. So these are the different stages and various characteristics are also mentioned. You can go through. Write about the interests of children. How should a teacher deal with the interests of children in the classroom? So every classroom has children with varied interests. Okay, they have their natural likings, preferences and inclinations. Okay, that motivates them to engage in various activities. So these interests are very important. They play a very important role in learning, attention and overall development. Okay, in this, when teacher is aligned with the children interest, that is when teacher makes note of each and every children's interest individually, it will lead to better understanding, active participation and effective learning. So what is the nature of children interests? So these interests vary depending on the age, ability, environment and differences. So basically these children show interest in play, stories and imaginative activities. Children of older ages, they are showing interest in subjects, hobbies, sports and social interactions. So interactions are dynamic, that is they keep changing over time with experience and exposure. Okay, so proper guidance is very much necessary in molding these interests in a constructive way. Next, the importance of interest in learning. So interests increase attention, concentration and motivation. It helps in active participation and better retention of knowledge. Encourages creativity and curiosity. It makes learning enjoyable and meaningful. And it also helps in holistic personality development. So these are some of the ways to deal with varied interests of children in the classroom. Some of the methods are, one, teacher should identify the individual interests first. And teaching method should be child-centric and activities based. More the children is interested in the lesson, more they get motivated to learn. And real life examples, stories and practical activities must be included. Various teaching methods should be used. And then students must be encouraged to participate in class discussions, projects and group activities. Okay, they should be motivated by appreciating at regular intervals. Appreciation also is a very important motivating factor. Okay, and it is very important for the teacher to, stop forcing children into the activities that they are not interested. The more you force, the more the teacher forces, the more they lose their interest. Next, write about parent-adolescent relationship. This is very, very important when it comes to the development of children. So, parent-adolescent relationship is nothing but it is a bonding between the parents and children during adolescence. This is very much important. Parents should develop a very strong bond and connection with the children for their physical, emotional, and physiological growth. Okay, healthy relationship is very important in developing confidence, emotional stability, and proper decision making skills. So, what is the nature of this parent adolescent relationship? So, basically, at this adolescence age, no, children they seek independence and autonomy. They want to do everything on their own, and there is a strong desire for freedom, identity formation, and self expression. Now, these emotional changes are high during this adolescent stage. So, these emotional changes, no, they result in mood swings and sensitivity. Peer influence is very strong at this age and it affects the family relationship. Proper parental guidance is very much essential for a balanced development. Now, what are the key aspects? It should be based on mutual trust and understanding. Okay, parents should allow children to express their feelings and problems freely. Whatever the problem child might face, parents should not judge. Parents should not be judgmental. Okay, parents should provide emotional support and encouragement. Okay, parents should avoid excessive control to prevent rebellious and resistance attitude. Okay, parents should always respect the adolescent's opinions. Okay, as it builds confidence and self-esteem. And then the guidance should be friendly and supportive. It should not be authoritative. So, what are the ways to build a strong parent adolescent relationship? Parents should first maintain open and honest communication with their children. Parents should spend quality time, should show love, care, and affection. And enough freedom should be provided with appropriate guidance and limit. Okay. Then adolescents should be encouraged to share their thoughts and experiences. Then their efforts should be appreciated and their achievements should be celebrated. Constructive feedback should be given. Then one should understand the emotional changes and support them patiently. Parents should, this is very important. Preaching will not work always. Always, parents should become a role model. They should first demonstrate positive behavior, and by seeing them, the children will learn. And parents should always help adolescents in decision making and problem solving. What is sexual abuse? Write about its effect and ways to prevent it. Okay, what is sexual abuse? It is an unwanted or inappropriate sexual behavior imposed on a child without consent. This is very much important. The consent is very important. It includes both physical, that is touching, and non-physical, non-touching acts. Okay, it deeply affects physical, emotional, and psychological well-being of the victim. It affects the child psychologically. Okay, it is a very serious issue, though it is not talked about often. It is extremely serious, and it requires awareness, prevention, and protection. What are the warning signs? Sudden behavioral changes like fear, anxiety, withdrawal, and then withdrawal means the child becomes isolated. The child isolates himself, and then display of inappropriate sexual knowledge or behavior for the age, then avoiding people or places, difficulty in walking or sitting due to physical discomfort, frequent nightmares and sleep disturbances, decline in academic performance and concentration. Okay, they show signs of depression, low self-esteem, and aggression. Who are sexual abusers? Sexual abusers might not be someone unknown, they might be our own relatives, our own neighbors, or family friends. Okay, sexual abusers, they generally they gain trust and emotional closeness towards the victim. Okay, this is called grooming behavior. Before performing any sexual act, they try to gain the trust and closeness. They use threats, fear, or manipulation to control the victim. They may appear normal and trustworthy outside, so it is generally very difficult to detect these sexual abusers. So what is the different types of sexual abuses? Touching behavior, that is very obvious, touching in private parts, Okay, all these. Then non-touching behavior. Okay. Then effects of sexual abuse. What are the effects of sexual abuse? Emotional trauma, fear, anxiety, low self-esteem, depression, academic performance will get affected. And then parents play a pivotal role. Parents play a very important role in prevention of this sexual abuse. So it is very important to educate young children about good touch and bad touch. And open communication is very important. And it is very important to teach children to say no. Okay, so you can go through all these points. Next, write about the concept of body image and add a note on BMI. So what is body image? It is an individual's perception, how an individual feels about himself. So it is an individual's perception, thoughts and feelings and attitudes towards their own body, how one feels about oneself. It includes both how a person sees themselves and how they feel about it. Okay, seeing and feeling. Okay, this body image is, it is strongly influenced by family attitude, peer comparison, media portrayal. This is very much there in this media portrayal is playing a very important role these days because every student is involved in social media. It has a very huge impact on their body image and societal beauty standards. Okay, there is positive body image and there is negative body image. So this body image mainly affects the adolescents. They are more vulnerable to this body image. Okay, the social media plays a very important role in setting unrealistic body standards for the adolescents especially. So healthy body image, so poor body image will result in unhealthy behaviors, and healthy body image encourages balanced nutrition, regular exercise, and other self-care practices like meditation. Now, teachers play a very important role in promoting positive body image and self-acceptance. Okay, what is BMI? BMI is nothing but body mass index. Okay, it is a very important tool for assessing whether a person's body weight is appropriate for its person's body weight is in proportion with the body height. Okay, now indirect measure of body fat and overall health status. Now how is BMI calculated? This is a simple formula. BMI is weight in kgs divided by height in meters square. Okay, what are the risks associated with high BMI? So cardiovascular diseases, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, joint pains, arthritis, breathing problems, digestive problems, fatigue, low energy levels, psychological issues, and it also results in cancer and also quality of life and overall well-being. So high BMI can cause anything. All health disease, all lifestyle diseases are included under this high BMI. Now, how is BMI classified? So basically underweight, normal weight, overweight, obesity, obesity class 1, obesity class 2 and obesity class 3. This obesity class 3 is highly dangerous. Okay. So these are the values of BMI for different levels of obesity. What do you mean by life skills? Explain in detail. So life skills definition according to WHO is abilities for adaptive and positive behavior that enable individuals to deal effectively with the demands and challenges of everyday life. Now, a person with good life skills, no, he has the ability to adapt for any situation and he has a very optimistic behavior. So, such person will we can face any challenges that life throws at him. Okay. So, what is adaptive behavior? Adaptive behavior is the person is effectively he can adjust with any situation that he faces in life. Okay, then what is positive behavior? Constructive, socially acceptable and beneficial behavior. His behavior is not only beneficial for him but also to the society. Okay, because of this positive behavior, he can build healthy relationships, emotional stability, and responsible decision making. Okay, what are the types of life skills? Thinking skills, very important. Critical thinking, creative thinking, problem solving, and it helps in analyzing, evaluation, and making decision effectively. Social skills, interact with others effectively. Communication, empathy, sympathy, all these come under social skills. What are the core life skills that is given by WHO? Self-awareness, empathy, critical thinking, creative thinking, decision making, problem solving, effective communication, interpersonal relationship, coping with stress, and coping with emotion. So life skills are extremely necessary. So how are they necessary? What are the needs for life skills? All these you can see. Face challenge. The life skills help a person to face challenges. They promote good mental health, confidence and self-esteem, decision making, positive behavior, strong interpersonal relationship, and and reduce risky behaviors like substance abuse and aggression. And then academic and career excellence, social and emotional development, and prepares individual for real life situations. So what are the abilities that are promoted through life skills? Critical and creative thinking abilities, emotional balance, self control, communication and social interaction skills, confidence and self awareness, responsible and independent behavior. Why is there a need for life skills education? Okay, so we are living in a very fast changing world. So in this era, the individuals are facing numerous challenges, pressures, and complex situations. So this life skill education will equip individuals with essential abilities to handle daily challenges effectively. Okay, it plays a very important role in developing a balanced personality, emotional strength, and social competence. So what is the need for life skills education? It helps an individual to adapt to the changing environment. It helps in decision making and problem solving abilities, mental health and emotional well being. It develops self confidence and self awareness, helps in managing stress, anxiety, emotional pressures, encourages positive thinking and constructive behavior. Okay, reduces the chance of risk taking behaviors. Okay, we have seen this in the previous question. What are the benefits? So, some of the benefits are it helps youth to make informed decisions and responsible choices. It helps youth to handle conflicts effectively. Then creative and critical thinking abilities will increase resilience and ability to face failures. And then social adjustment and cooperation, personal and professional. It helps in achieving personal and professional goals, and it helps to bring a sense of responsibility towards the society. So life skills education, what are the aims? Aims are providing the following abilities. Okay. So what are the abilities? Self-awareness, self-coordination, effective communication skills, emotional stability and stress management, independent thinking and decision making. It helps in building positive relationships. So the next question, write about the laws that are involved in food and water safety. Okay, food and water safety is very, very important. Food and water should always be free from contaminants and they should be safe for consumption. Okay. How water becomes unsafe? Contamination by microorganisms, presence of harmful chemicals, pesticides and waste, mixing of sewage and untreated wastewater, improper storage, and lack of sanitation and hygiene practices and pollution. So FSSAI, Food Safety and Standards Authority, what role is it playing? So what is FSSAI? It is a regulating body. It is a body that is helpful for, that is responsible for regulating and supervising food safety. So what are the aims of FSSAI in this food and water safety aspect? It ensures the availability of safe and wholesome food. It monitors manufacture, storage and distribution of food. It promotes awareness about food safety and hygiene practices. It prevents food adulteration and contamination. So what are the different acts related to food safety? Prevention of Food Adulteration Act, Fruit Products Order, Meat Food Products Order, Vegetable Oil Products Control, Edible Oil Packaging Regulation Order, Solvent Extracted Oil Edible Flour Order, Milk and Milk Products Order. So what are the different food standards present in India? FSSAI, AGMARC and ISI. So what are the different water safety measures? First, usage of safe and clean drinking water, proper filtration techniques, maintenance of clean storage containers, testing of water quality, ensuring proper sanitation and waste disposal, and promotion of hygiene and awareness among people. Write about the stress and strain during adolescence. So, adolescence is a period which is very stressful, that is 12 to 18 years. This involves rapid physical, emotional, and physiological changes. Okay, If not, if the stress is not managed properly, no, it can affect the mental health, behavior, and overall development. So, what are the reasons for this stress and strain? What are the common stressors? Academic pressure, expectation, competition, studies and extracurricular activities, fear of failure, and how it affects cognitive development. See, this phase requires advanced thinking and reasoning ability. So, it will exert a lot of pressure on the mind. So adolescents become more aware of the problems, expectations, and responsibility. So this creates confusion and mental stress. So how uh, parental conflict can cause stress, difference in opinions, adolescents want independence, and lack of understanding. So role and identity confusion. So they generally struggle with this identity formation and self concept. That is questions like who am I, what am I going to achieve in life. So all these questions will create lot of stress. Then peer pressure, that is pressure from friends, negative habits, risky behavior, acceptance in a particular peer group. Then traumatic lifestyles, okay, experiences like loss of a family member or a friend, abuse, or other family problem. Poor self esteem, lack of self, that means lack of self confidence. Okay, how to manage this stress is time management and proper planning is very, very important. Engagement of physical activity and regular exercise, maintaining a very healthy lifestyle and balanced diet, sharing of feelings with friends and parents and teachers, okay, and practicing relaxation techniques like yoga and meditation. Okay, develop positive thinking and self confidence. And whenever required, it is very essential to seek guidance and counseling. Write about correct postural habits and their importance. So posture is very important. If the posture is not proper when a child is young, it will lead to lot of health issues when he grows old. So what is posture? It is the position in which we hold our body while standing, sitting, or performing activity. Correct posture maintenance is very important, okay, for efficiency of body function. Okay. Poor posture will lead to fatigue, pain, and long term health problems. Now it might not show. In the young age, it might not show. But as the age progresses, all the problems will start showing up. So, what is the importance of correct posture? Help in proper alignment of bones and joints, prevents back pain, neck pain, and spinal problems, improves breathing and blood circulation, enhances physical appearance, confidence, and personality, reduces fatigue and increases energy levels, better concentration and work efficiency, muscle strain and injury during daily activities. Okay, what are the various correct postural habits? So, sitting posture, sit with back straight and shoulders relaxed. Feet should be both be on the floor and they should be flat. You should avoid slouching or bending forward excessively. Okay. Standing posture. So one should stand upright with head held high and shoulders back. Weight should be evenly distributed on both feet. The knees should not be locked to avoid pressure on the knees. Knee should not, that means knee should not be kept tightly. Always a curve should always knee should be kept free, and always the spine should be little curved instead of keeping it very stiff. Walking posture, walk with straight posture and balanced steps. Okay, avoid bending or dragging feet, try to look forward. Then lifting and raising posture, bend at the knees, not at the waist. It's very important. Okay, keep the object close to the body, avoid sudden movements, and use leg muscles instead of back muscles. And writing posture, this is very important for children. They should sit properly with back support, and book should be in a comfortable distance and an angle. It should not be too close, not too far, and bending too close on the desk, and proper arm and hand position should be maintained. Then write about the resources and services a school should generally offer for games and sports. So games and sports are integral part. They help in holistic development of students. Okay, it is the responsibility of the school to provide the adequate infrastructure, equipment, and support systems. Okay, Then what are the physical resources for games and sports? Spacious playgrounds. Indoor sports facilities should also be provided. Adequate and quality sports equipment. Okay, gymnasium and fitness centers. Changing room, lockers and rest areas. Clean drinking water and sanitation. That is proper washrooms should be maintained. First aid kits and medical rooms and emergency care facilities. Sports uniform and footwear should be provided. Then safe environment with proper lighting, ventilation and boundary protection. So inspection is also very important. Regular uh, inspection of the sports area and the equipment should be conducted. Then services that are provided by the school. First, qualified physical education trainer should be there. Regular physical education classes. Intra-school, inter-school and inter-house, various types of competition should be conducted to motivate students. Okay. Talented students should be provided special training. Teachers should identify the talented students and required training should be given to those students. Okay. Counseling, motivation, and psychological support. Inclusive participation should be there. Everybody should be allowed to participate. Okay. Fitness assessment and monitoring of fitness development. Then career guidance in sports and education field also should be provided. What are the supportive and development measures? Adequate time in school and time in school timetable should be provided for physical education. Nutrition guidance. Then sports workshops should be conducted. Then development of team spirit, leadership and cooperation. Okay. Maintaining of proper records of performance and achievements of various students should also be maintained. Awards, scholarship and incentives to motivate the students. Okay. And upgrading and modernizing of sports infrastructure according to the latest trends should also be carried on regularly. Then links with sports academies and various sports organization. School should maintain good links with these organizations. And then creating a positive and encouraging environment. Now let's see all the 10 marks questions. Explain the physiosocial development of an individual. This is also called Erikson's stage of development. If you remember, we have dealt with these stages in the previous semester also. So what is physiosocial development? It is a combined growth of an individual in terms of physical development, that is body growth and motor skills, and socio-emotional development. Okay. It basically includes how an individual interacts with others, develop emotions, build identity, and adapt to the society. It is a continuous process. This physiosocial development occurs continuously. There is no stop for it. It is stage wise and it is a lifelong process. And what are the factors that it is influenced by? Heredity, environment, and education and social experiences. Okay. So proper physiosocial development is very, very important for an individual to build confidence, emotional stability, social adjustment, and overall well-being. So this what does this Erikson's theory mean? It includes 8 stages. Okay. Each stage is associated with specific conflict that an individual faces or a crisis. Okay. Successful resolution of each stage will result in positive personality traits, while failure in each stage will lead to emotional and social difficulties. So what is the first stage? Trust versus mistrust. Okay. How an individual trusts a particular person. So trust is a positive quality, mistrust is a negative quality. So parents and caregivers, it is the responsibility of these people to develop this trust. Okay. Autonomy versus shame and doubt. So this occurs between 1 to 3 years. So what is autonomy? Autonomy means independence. So a child basically begins to develop independence through activities like walking, eating, speaking, and toilet training. So encouragement of these above qualities will help the child develop self-confidence, independence, and decision-making ability. Okay, overprotection, punishment, or criticism will lead to shame, self doubt, fear, lack of self confidence. So, parents and caregivers, it is very important for them to motivate the children in this direction. Now, what is the next stage? Initiative versus guilt. Okay. Child in this stage, no, this happens between 3 to 6 years. The child is active, curious, imaginative, and socially interactive. Okay. Encouraging of this behavior develops creativity, leadership qualities, and goal directed behavior. Now, excessive control or discouragement of such good qualities like curiosity, imaginative behavior, socially interactive behavior, if you excessively control or discourage children, it will develop guilt, fear of failure, and hesitation to try new activities. They will not develop risk taking behavior, which is very important. Industry versus inferiority. So, here this occurs between 6 to 12 years, that is the school going age. Okay. So, during this age, the basic focus of a child is on academic learning, skill development, social comparison. Okay, teachers and parents play a major role in encouraging the students' efforts and recognizing the achievements. So, appreciation is very important. If teachers and caregivers, they criticize or compare with others, it will result in low self-esteem and lack of motivation. So, fifth stage is identity versus role confusion. This occurs at 12 to 18 years. What is a 12 to 18 years period called? It is called adolescence. So, adolescence is mainly a confusing phase for every child. So, in this adolescence, the children, they explore their identity, value, beliefs, career goals, and social roles. Okay. So, peer influence and social media and environment play a significant role. Okay, lack of guidance or proper improper or conflicting situations will lead to role confusion, insecurity, and emotional instability. So this stage 5, that is identity versus role confusion, is a very important stage for personality development, and this stage is very important for lifelong development of the child. Then intimacy versus isolation. Intimacy is nothing but closeness. Okay, individual basically this happens between 18 to 40 years. Individuals basically they seek to build closeness, meaningful and long term relationships. Okay, healthy relationships will contribute to emotional stability and social support. Okay, unhealthy relationships will lead to isolation, loneliness, and difficulty in relationships. This stage 7 is called generativity versus stagnation. Stagnation is reaching one point where this is a point where growth will stop. Okay, 40 to 65 years. So basically, they focus on contributing to the society, guiding the next generation, and being productive. Success will lead to sense of accomplishment, usefulness, and social responsibility. And failure will lead to stagnation. That is, stopping, boredom, and self-centered behavior. Then stage 8, integrity versus despair. It is 65 years and above. Okay. Here, this stage individuals basically reflect on their life achievements, experiences, and failures. Okay. Satisfaction will lead to integrity, wisdom, peace, and acceptance of life. Regret leads to despair, depression, and fear of death. Explain the physical, emotional, and mental changes that occur during adolescence. As we know, adolescence is the period between 12 to 18 years, very important. Rapid growth spurt happens, and there are a lot of emotional fluctuations and mental development. So many changes happen during this period. So some of the physical changes are rapid growth, development of secondary sexual characters. Then physical changes also include hormonal changes, changes in body composition, skin and hair changes, development of reproductive systems in both boys and girls. What are the emotional changes? Mood swings and emotional instability, desire for independence, that is autonomy, increased sensitivity, development of self identity, attraction towards the opposite gender, lot of stress and anxiety, search for recognition and approval. What are the mental changes? Development of abstract thinking, that is, they're able to think clearly, improve decision making ability, curiosity and questioning attitude, development of imagination and creativity, self reflection and awareness, peer influence on thinking, risk taking behavior. What is stress and strain? Explain the causes, adverse effects on health, and management of stress. So stress and strain are basically mental conditions. Okay, stress is the state of mental and or emotional tension caused by difficult situations in life. Strain is physical or physiological pressure experienced when a person is unable to cope with stress. So stress leads to strain. Okay. Moderate stress can be motivating. It will make us do more and more work, but excessive stress leads to negative effects. So what are the causes of stress and strain? Academic pressure, peer pressure, family problems, identity and role confusion, low self-esteem, social media influence, traumatic events like loss, failure, accidents or abuse, poor time management. What are the adverse effects of stress on health? It leads to many physical problems, mental problems, emotional instability, behavioral changes, poor academic performance and relationship problems. So how to manage the stress? Positive outlook for everything that we do in life, finding a balance in life, self-analysis. You can also call this as introspection, that is thinking inwards. Active communication, importance of food, rest and exercise, professional therapy. Okay. What do you mean by balanced diet? Explain its need, importance and role in promoting good health. So balanced diet is extremely important for proper growth, development and well-being of the individuals. So what is a balanced diet? A balanced diet is a diet that contains adequate quantities of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, and fibers, which are essential, which are extremely essential for the normal body functioning, growth, and disease prevention. So, energy provided by various nutrients. Various nutrients, macronutrients are carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Okay. Proteins, carbohydrates provide 4 kilocalorie per gram. Proteins also provide 4 kilocalories. Fats provide 9 kilocalories. So, how much is recommended daily? How much of these nutrients is recommended daily is carbohydrates 50 to 60%. That is maximum of total energy intake. Protein 10 to 15% and fats 20 to 30%. What is the need for a balanced diet? Provides adequate energy, supports growth and development, maintain body functions, prevents diseases, improves mental health, maintains a healthy body weight. So this is the table you can go through. What are the various functions, major nutrients and other nutrients that are required for all these different functions. What are the dietary requirements at different stages of life? That is, for infants, they require mother's milk majorly. Childhood, they require a diet that is rich in calcium, vitamins, proteins, and minerals, help in bone growth, muscle development, and learning ability. Adolescents, that is 12 to 18 years, they have high requirement of energy, protein, iron, and calcium. Okay, that since they have a high growth spurt, they require lot of nutrients. And adults, they require balanced diet to maintain energy, work efficiency, and body functions in order to prevent lifestyle diseases. This is the age where lifestyle diseases are on the rise. During pregnancy, they require a lot of pregnant women require a lot of protein, iron, calcium, and most importantly, folic acid in order to prevent birth defects in children. Okay. Write in detail the impact of athletics, games, and gymnastics. Also explain what is athletics, games, and gymnastics. So, they are essential components of physical education which help to contribute to the holistic development of an individual. They not only improve physical fitness but also enhance mental health, emotional stability, and social interaction. Okay, so these are the proper definitions of athletics, games, and gymnastics. Okay, the athletics include activities like running, jumping, throwing. Okay, they develop basic motor skills like speed, strength, endurance, and agility. Games, on the other hand, they are structured physical activities that are played according to rules. They have a set of rules, either individually or in team. What are gymnastics? Systemic and rhythmic body movements, which include bending, stretching, balancing, and coordination exercises. They require neuromuscular coordination. What is the impact on physical health? They develop flexibility, they prevent diseases, strong and healthy bones, strength development, improved cardiovascular fitness, they help in weight management. What is the impact of coordination? Impact of coordination and body efficiency. Okay. Coordination, basically athletics, games and gymnastics, they improve hand-eye coordination, balance, timing and precision of movements. Okay. They improve body posture and control. They improve our body image, that is how we feel about our body, and self-confidence, energy utilization and stamina. So athletics improve body's ability to use energy efficiently and they increase the stamina. What is the impact on lifestyle, nutrition and personality development? Balanced diet intake. So physically active individuals become more conscious about their diet. Then mental development, it produces hormones like endorphins, which improve mental health and concentration and emotional stability. Then social development, they promote team spirit, cooperation and leadership qualities. They help to promote discipline and character building, and they help to uh, develop the overall healthy lifestyle. How can health and physical education be related to each other? So health and physical education are interrelated concepts. They mainly focus on the overall well-being of an individual. Okay, what is health? It refers to the state of physical, mental and social well-being. Physical education involves planning of physical activities that promote fitness and development. Okay, they both together build a healthy lifestyle, strong body and balanced personality. What is the relationship between health and physical education? So physical education builds physical fitness, which is very essential for good health. Regular physical activity improves all our body systems like circulatory, respiratory and muscular system. It creates awareness about hygiene, nutrition and disease prevention, and also fosters healthy habits, and in the end it helps in holistic development of an individual. So health and physical education can be integrated with any subject. So first let's see how it is integrated with social sciences. Okay, they deal with health and physical education, mainly deal with human behavior, society and social interactions. So games basically teach social values like cooperation, teamwork, respect and discipline, which are very essential for a person to live and sustain in the society. They help individuals understand the social issues related to health, like sanitation, public health, population control, etc. Okay, they make individual participate in group activities which develop their leadership qualities, communication skills, and sense of responsibility towards the society. It also helps to understand cultural practices, traditions, and social norms. How is it integrated with science? It is uh, first thing, it has a strong connection with science, especially biology and human physiology. Knowledge of human systems like digestive, respiratory, circulatory, and muscular system will help to understand how exercises affect the body. And then scientific principles will explain the importance of nutrition, balanced diet, and energy requirement. Then it helps in understanding diseases, immunity, and hygiene. And concepts like exercise physiology, biomechanics, and health science help in improving sports performance and prevent injuries. Integration with language. See, it is also integrated with languages. Okay. As you know, communication plays a key role in learning and teaching these subjects. Students learn how to read, write, and understand instructions of rules, games, and health related information. They learn to express their ideas, share experiences, and communicate effectively. Okay. Language skills are also important in understanding the health awareness programs, safety guidelines, and educational materials. Also, it enhances the listening and speaking skills, especially during coaching, teamwork, and participation activities.